macabre legend surrounds this house. Two siblings, Alice and Nelly, decide to build a house with a large garden, where colorful paintings and strange sculptures that they create in themselves would attract the children of the area. Once inside, Nelly would be in charge of catching them, to then take their lives. Then Alice would take care of cooking them to eat the most tender parts. Then she would bury their remains in her bizarre garden. But as I have said, this is just a legend. And you already know that I like to investigate and find out what really happened in each place, who lived, and the reason for the abandonment. And I advance that you will finish this video having all the answers, and they are far from the terrifying legend. Welcome to the Time Machine. Welcome to this house of fable. I advise you to pay attention and let yourself be captivated by the imagination of these two siblings, Alice and Nelli, better known as Nelli. Well, already at the entrance the sculptures begin, but as soon as you get into the garden. In other words, the garden is overflowing with sculptures Alice and Nelli made. The two siblings that I have surely told you at the beginning of the video. Right now, as of now, that I'm recording this video, I don't know much more about the story. I know that Alice and Nelli were brother and sister, it seems to me. That they were boy and girl. Although Nelli sounds like a girl, but I think it's short for a longer name. So I'm not sure if it was two girls or it was a boy and a girl. An overflowing imagination that Alice and Nelli had. And it's true that they were brother and sister, and their whole history can be found by researching on the internet. Hence, today I can tell everything in detail. Alice was so passionate about painting, and Nelli was so passionate about sculpting figures that it led them to quit their jobs as teachers and lock themselves up in this house they had grown up in. They decided, therefore, to end their lives in this house. That would be a place of retirement here and dedicate exclusively to their passion. That was this. Nelli was so fond of his sister that he always addressed her as divine. And he never scolded her for painting all the walls inside the house, even with rather macabre drawings, as we will see later. And look at the atmosphere that is breathed in the garden. All the sculptures here looking out. There is Jesus making other plans. And the sculptures. Holiness. It's a pity that they are already so destroyed. Look. This that is made with plaster was also done by them. The color on plaster. Hey, this is like a person falling, maybe? Fantastic. A dog playing the guitar. And here they are again. The two people, a boy and a girl, seem to be. Surely could be them dancing. In the garden, they cultivated everything they needed to be able to feed themselves without having to go out to buy excessively, as they did not like to socialize. And it was only Nelli who went out once a month to buy at the market. They sold some sculptures and they invested a lot of that money in more colors and tools to sculpt. They decided to live by and for their passions. The whole house is, like, very fantastic. If you notice, so much love and effort had been put into making a unique house. It is more than evident that Alice and Nelli have not been here for a long time. And it is that when Alice died in 2007, her brother Nelli entered a nursing home. There, on his bedside table, he was always accompanied by several photographs of his sister. He lived an ordeal of grief and loneliness that lasted for 6 years until 2013. Here he was reunited with his sister again. This here is a living guy. If you look, they look like little cups, and here is a figure mounted on one of them. God, it's all details here. A rabbit next to it. The sculptures are pretty trashed. They have been broken or they have been split. It's a shame because Here's a hat, and look, this could perfectly be this body, because the hat is also missing here, but there are many more bodies that are missing parts. That's too bad. But I don't want to think that it's people who have split the sculptures, because holy, what do they get with that? Gosh. A work of so many years, even if they are no longer with us, out of respect, man, leave it as it is. Look how beautiful. Most of the recreation that I'm seeing has scenes. It's usually of a man and a woman. It's just that maybe they are themselves that were embodied there to stay forever. I just don't know. Now it's time to discover the interior of the house. The first thing is the welcome of Jesus Christ in this house. The amount of paintings that you are going to see everywhere, all made by her. I know that the paintings were more of Alice, because I read something and I think it was Alice who made the paintings, and he made the sculptures. Nelli. Maybe I'm wrong. I read it quite a long time ago, but wow, the paintings. All the paintings are probably stories that were going through their heads, that they imagined. Look at the cobwebs there. They came to this house in a totally austere way. They didn't want electricity or running water, so they had to fetch the water from a well, and they didn't want to be connected to the light. And it's interesting because it's really true that there are no light bulbs anywhere. There is no light. If we see one, then maybe it contradicts the story a little, but I read that they did not want either electricity or running water. They wanted to live in an austere way of life, just letting their imagination run wild with these paintings. Okay, the furniture, well, I'm not paying much attention to them because it's a little thing, that is, a few cupboards without more, and it's all pretty much vandalized. But it is surprising that there is hardly any graffiti. I've seen one in a glass before, like that pink one. Look at the last date of this place, 1992. Wow. Wow, Holy Mother. Ready to attack. I picked out, and as soon as I looked, it was here. In terms of, if you come, you're dead. Wow, what a face. Okay, I won't bother anymore. What impresses the most in this house? It's curious. It hadn't happened to me with any other that I visit that is abandoned. What interests me the most are the walls, what is left, because the walls are impregnated with all the emotions that Alice felt, or the moments that she wanted to leave embodied, that she imagined or even dreamed. We're also going to go through this room. This is the kitchen. Wow. There is also light, have you noticed? It's burnt, huh? Something has happened here, but it was all painted over. I don't know if you can see it. Everything is a mural. In this part, I mean, the kitchen is a mural completely. Don't want to make you dizzy, that's why I'm going so slowly. But wow, a complete mural. It's like crazy. So nice drawings. Spectacular. Okay, this makes sense. I told you that maybe they had no televisions or computers. They wanted to be totally out of the technological world. And they bought this TV as an irony. What they did was painting it. Maybe Nelly did it or Alice painted him and he left it embodied, like we don't want to watch TV. We just want to let our imagination run wild. And that's why they painted that television. Indeed, not only is their house curious, but so was their lifestyle, since they decided to live an austere life without electricity or running water. And you're going to see that they didn't even have a bathroom. Okay, as you can see, they had a super rudimentary cooking system. Just a kitchen. Quite old, but without more. There is no refrigerator, no dishwasher. Maybe here, this way is how they had the water there, although, well, there is no pipeline. I mean, I don't know if maybe they used to scrub with basins. Let's go to see if the rooms have a shower or a bathroom, which would mean that they had running water. Here, just a little table, where they would eat, and they ate watching their works of art that were in the garden and the entrance. I don't know, for now, what this house is transmitting to me is that these two people, Alice and Nelly, were quite lonely. They really loved creating and all that, but I get the feeling that these people are the typical ones who like to be alone and leaving that aside, letting their imagination run wild, but they wouldn't have much social life. I don't know what you guys think. Here's a little dog turned around. Wow. Is that, for Alice, what would all these drawings here will mean? Here, wait. This is like a car. I would like to read in the comments what you guys are seeing. This is an ambulance. No, this is a hospital. The nurses peeked out at the window. But it's that. No, not again. Man, I put on the new spotlights and they suddenly stop. That means I wasn't telling the story well and they didn't like it, so we're going to see it again. I mean, it's like a tent that's being transformed into a hospital where the scared man goes running because something has happened to his dog. I think that's why the dog has its belly up. I don't know, Holiness. I don't know what you guys think. There's a vent upstairs and it's a little murky here, like the drawings. Here is a person getting into an ambulance stretcher. Then when I went downstairs, we saw the painting in front of me. As soon as I went down, I haven't paid too much attention to it. Wow, upstairs I'm seeing a butterfly. And here there are more little things. Okay, holy, what is this? Okay, here they had the closets with clothes. There are a few more pictures on the ceiling. With pictures, I mean paintings. They are completely vandalized. Look, they had cards there, drawings, and then it leads to another room of madness with another mural with a lot of paintings. I don't know. Oh, look, another painted TV. What can we say? I don't know. Don't you think that it's okay to let your imagination run wild and paint your house, but maybe this makes you tired? Or it's the same as they say the painting houses very garish colors over the years just makes you tired and you want to change the color. I think this can happen here too, can't it, Holiness? God, cars. Car noises continuously. So, I mean, wouldn't it happen to you that with so much painting at the end, you end up being a little overflowed by so many faces and characters here in your living room, because this is a living room. And well, look, talking about that there were no technologies, there is a cassette here. There is a cassette and drawings of a motorcycle. Katya? Nelly? But isn't it Alice and Nelly? Oh, that's weird, isn't it? It says Katya. This painting holding this ghost or whatever is also somewhat disturbing. It's like, oh yeah, it's really disturbing. I mean, look at this. I'll zoom in. They have just decapitated this man who has his head totally decapitated already. And this woman is screaming. Another person is running away. Hey, who has these paintings in this house and why? Why? I mean, I don't get it. Like, Holiness, why would you like to have something so disturbing in your house? But if it is their work and they were comfortable with it, it's respectable, sure. And a very curious thing, let's see, let the car go. Oh gosh, so many cars. A very curious thing, another kitchen. Now I really don't understand anything, because if there's a kitchen downstairs, why is there another one upstairs? Maybe each one had like their own space? And well, hear that, the cassette and the mirror. Let's continue around here. This way. Although I think this leads nowhere. No, this is like a room full of clothes, and here on the left, they had the balcony. Well, how nice. Look at the sun during the sunset. Now that I have seen those clothes thrown away, I also tell you that Alice knitted her own dresses and always liked to wear heels, even if she didn't leave the house. She had painted here like the entrance, as if she were a princess. A house here. Alice, here she puts Alice and Nelly. Have you seen it? Here she puts Alice and Nelly. Oh, look, there's a sculpture here, hanging from a paw. It was like a dog, I think. Yes, it had the tongue there. Look, I'll zoom in. The tongue is outside, it's upside down. It was a dog. And now it's hanging by a thread and it's going to fall. And look, guys, the balcony, how nice. What a shame, such a beautiful house. Look at the drawings, they put Alice and Nelly. Oh, but it's not just here. I mean, here, 3 people appear like a king. It's signed by Alice and Nelly, but in the next one, she also puts Alice and Nelly. And wait, maybe here too. They're dancing, she puts project. And yes, because here she puts Alice. Wait, you can't see well, but it says Nelly. I don't know if I should get in here to go that door. Let's see, we're going carefully. Wow, a haystack, really? But why is a haystack here? And to climb that ladder over there. It may be the roof, I think. There was nothing but straw here. And this straw was for the chicken farm they had in the garden. There is a little piece of a dried corn cob. I don't know. If there are straws, it's because they would have animals, I guess. And look at the cobwebs, how big they are. Okay, let's keep going over here. I don't like at all the idea of being here on the edge. No, this doesn't lead anywhere. Wow, this is where the balcony ends. Look how beautiful it is inside. Right now, I'm at the end of the balcony, and this is what it looks like. How beautiful. And what's left around here? There are 2 more rooms here. Okay, first this one. This is a room. And here there were 2 beds. And here's a very bright dress hanging, by the way. Let's see. Wow, it's all lying on the floor. I'm telling you, it's very, very scrambled. Look. It's interesting that she liked to wear these clothes with so much verve. Look, with pearls. Is that, you know what happens? That I'm imagining her as a young girl. But of course the young girl got older. And of course I don't know right now the story of what happened to her. If she died of old age or what happened. And here are men's clothes, that would be Nelly's. Surely, of course, this is a men's jacket, it seems to be. There are bags, but it seems that they wear like wool or something. And more drawings over here. Let's go to the last room we have left. The paintings around here are changing the color for the mold, just like here. This room has like a double floor and it's pretty trashed. This part is like very scrambled, even more than the last one. This place is like to let your imagination run wild and imagine things, because this looks like an alien ship that leans off the earth. Here it's pouring something, or it's a source of water. They come to fill bottles. And wait, because there is a road here. There is a plane flying down the road. I really love this girl. How is the pot going? There is fabric. Wow, it's crazy nonsense. All the drawings in the house are like nonsense. Oh, and so many are bags that are houses. Look, they live inside the bags. Wow. And these are African people, and they carry, like their god is a book, if you notice. They're praising a book. One of Alice's shoes, here it is. Okay, I was looking at the drawing we just saw before of the plane flying over the street, but I didn't notice the level below, that there is a woman who is screaming, and this image seems to reflect a lot of suffering. But here is another woman screaming that her hands are disintegrating, by the way, and there is a man who is losing his head. There's blood, and another man who is kind of dancing, shaking his butt. I don't know, but it's so macabre. I'm telling you, there are many images that reflect suffering and death and screams. Oh wow. What could be in Alice's mind when she was creating these drawings? Wait for the end of the video because you can participate in the story. It's time to go down. Going downstairs, look how beautiful. How different from what we are seeing all the time, because this, like, it transmits peace. It's the Alps. It's like a church or a little house with a tower there. Super quiet, and it's next to this drawing that has left me so intrigued that I do not understand what it is. I have come up with a pretty cool idea that absolutely everyone can participate in, and it's that on Instagram I'm going to leave photographs of all the scenes we have seen of all the drawings. I don't know how many pictures Instagram allows to be added in one post. I think it's 10, 9 or 10. So I'll put all the scenes numbered, and then in the comments you can comment on what each scene conveys to you. What do you think it symbolizes? For example, the number 1 can be the photograph of the drawing of the puppy in the hospital. Seeing this picture, you comment, number 1, I think it symbolizes this, number 2, it symbolizes such, and so we are going to be able to see what is the symbology that is perhaps most repeated for each scene, and we can perhaps get a little closer to what Alice wanted to convey in this house. If you want to participate, you already know, follow me on Kibara Soy. I'll leave my Instagram here, and well, so far the video, I hope you liked it, and see you on an upcoming time travel. As of today, the house is in the process of being demolished. Several YouTube videos show how the immense forest that once covered this magical place has been cut down. They have destroyed all the sculptures, all their works. Now, we can only see some of what Alice and Nelly created in the cemetery, where their tombs are accompanied by a few of their works.